this is Daniel with PwnCNC, and we're here to unbox the most advanced spindle kit on the market today for your hobby CNC machine. Stick around and let's dig into it. First up, you'll find the manual and quick start guide, the spindle cable, the control cable, and the power cord. Wrapped very carefully is our enclosed and fully programmed VFD. You'll also find an accessories box and the spindle motor itself. On the right side of our VFD enclosure, you'll find the EMI filtering power inlet, as well as the spindle cable inlet. On the left side, you'll find our control cable inlet, the IoT power switch inlet, and the manual override switch. Taking a closer look at the accessories box, within you'll find the IoT power strip plug, the VFD enclosure's French cleat and lock, 3 collets that fit onto your spindle motor, 2 wrenches for the shaft and spindle nut, along with the free gift and the collet nut itself. You'll also find our motor, or your motor, which matches what you've ordered. In this case, what I have on screen is the 1.5 kilowatt, 65 millimeter air-cooled spindle. All right, so 99% of people will be able to use this spindle kit with in manual mode. Let me show you real quick how that works. So first we're going to plug in our power cable. And I'll plug this in downstairs or down below. It's turned off. Next, we have got the spindle cable itself. The cable comes with 2 aircraft connectors, one on either side. One of those connectors plugs right into the side of our VFD. The other one will plug right into the top of your motor. In this case, I've got a 1.5 air-cooled. It's got the smaller connector because it's the 65 millimeter body. But we do have a larger aircraft connectors on that are associated with our 80 millimeter spindle kits. I just want to basically show you how to use the VFD in manual mode. This is not using the control here. This is only using the VFD's keypad right here on the front. So we flip on the button on the side here. Your VFD will come fully programmed, so no need to worry about any of that. We're going to flip the manual to override switch here on the left side of the VFD. Flip that up where it's on the 1 is pressed in. And then here on the front, we're going to hit the run button. And now it is ready to turn. So we turn this little dial and the motor starts spinning. It's showing 1900, roughly 2000 RPMs right here. We can go up or down just by turning this dial. When we're ready for the motor to stop, we just hit stop, and that's it. If you see something weird going on here, like if you're seeing some flashing numbers or whatnot, it just means that this double arrow button, there's a dot right up here which either shows you the voltage, the amperage, or the hertz. Just keep moving it over until you see the flashing zeros. The flashing zeros means or actually look up here, there's a hertz button there. Keep pushing that double arrow until the dot on the HZ is pressed or is lit up, and that means that is the hertz being displayed on the screen. And again, just turn the dial. Since it is stopped, it's flashing, it won't move the motor, which means I can turn this as much as I want. It will show you the hertz value, but the instant you push run, it switches to RPMs display, which is a 4-digit number, well, a 5-digit number actually. There's only 4 digits on here because it's only going like 5,000 RPMs. But if we were to increase that to 10,000, see there's 10,000 RPMs. The motor is now spinning at 10,000. You can see it bouncing around because it's not an actual router mount. Hit stop. That is the summary for manual mode. Super easy. All right, here we are with my Onefinity. We're going to hook up the VFD. I've already ran all the cables, plugged it all into my cable chain. I've got a cable chain upgrade here. I've added the motor, already mounted all that down, got it all locked up, spindle cable plugged in. That's running back to the VFD over here on the, over here, over here. I've got my control cable, super simple to plug that in right into the back. It's just got a female DB25, super easy to plug in. On the VFD, on the side, it's just a simple aircraft connector, which plugs right into the side of the VFD. So we're all good. Let's zoom into the control panel, to the control interface, and let's see how to code up, program the controller so that it knows that it has a VFD. And the manual override switch is flipped down. On the control panel, we're going to click the hamburger menu, tool. We're going to click change it from disabled to PwnCNC VFD. Hit save real quick. And then we're going to scroll down. We're going to confirm all the settings. It should be like 24,000 RPM spin, 0 spin on the minimum, low, high, 1, 9600, and none on the baud rate or on the parity. And what's left is basically confirming that the connection says OK. Status should be roughly 3, I believe, and 0 RPMs at the current speed. So now that we've got that all saved, I didn't have to change anything. We're going to go back to control. If we're back at the main control panel. If your VFD enclosure has a button on the front, just make sure that is pushed in. That will ensure that any commands coming off the control panel, off the control wire, are accepted. Otherwise, if you don't have a button on the front, don't worry about it, you're good. We're going to scroll down to the MDI tab here, and we're going to type in M3, which is spindle go forward, S6000, which means go 6,000 RPMs. We're going to hit play, and our RPMs on our spindle goes up to 6,000. My spindle is spinning over here on the left. Then of course M5, I've already got it loaded up here, just M5 will stop the spindle and reduce it down. All right, here we are with the Shipoko Pro. This is my XL. I've already installed the motor, the spindle motor in the middle, ran the cables through the cable chain. I've actually got the power cable going out this side of the machine and up into my VFD that I have over here. I've also got the control cable all plugged in. I've got it plugged in through the side of the VFD, and then right here on the Molex connector on my Shipoko Pro. In the control software, let's zoom in. All right, in the control software, all we're going to do is go up into settings. We're going to continue setting without 0. Don't need to worry about that yet. On your options tab, you're going to find a VFD spindle. Just choose that option. Set the rest of the stuff the way you need to. This is the Pro, so I've got the V2 bit 0 and the bit setter and all that stuff. But that's really the main setting that you need to configure. Hit OK there, and we can go ahead and test it. So if I pull up the MDN, or actually let's pull up our logs first. Show the log. Scoot that over to the side. Oops. There we go. Scoot that over so you can see everything that's going on. So we're going to, in here, we're going to grab my keyboard. And on here, we're going to type right here, M3, which says spindle go forward, space 6,000. Sorry, S6000, M3 space S6000. Hit send, and we can actually see that it sends it over to our VFD, and it will run our spindle at that speed. Hit M5, and that will stop the spindle. I hope that all makes sense to you. Reach out to support@PwnCNC.com if you have any questions or comments, suggestions. We're definitely listening and here to help. But yeah, other CNC machines are possible for plugging it in. We've successfully plugged it into the Masso controller, the CNC for Newbies, both the Demon controller and their proprietary controller. We're in the process of working with someone hooking up the Gecko controller, so that's coming as well. I've also got other videos online which also demonstrate how to connect it up to the Millwright controller, the Open Box controller, the X-Carve. I mean, the possibilities for hooking this thing up to multiple machines it's crazy. But I am certain we can get this running on your machine. Just reach out if you have any questions or comments. And yeah, remember, don't just own your CNC, dominate it.